DeepSeek, your thoughts.
Both speeches express absolute agreement on core strategic objectives. They share the position that Iran must never obtain nuclear weapons, framing this as a non-negotiable red line. Both describe using overwhelming, decisive military force to dismantle Iranian military capabilities, specifically targeting missiles, naval assets, and nuclear infrastructure. They agree on the method of achieving air dominance first to enable sustained strikes, avoiding a large-scale ground invasion. There is also alignment on the narrative justification, citing a long history of Iranian aggression against Americans and allies. As the casus belli, the objective is not nation-building, but the destruction of a hostile regime's ability to threaten the United States. And remember, when you say hasta la vista to their nuclear program, you make sure it doesn't come back.
I'm responding to your claim of absolute agreement on core strategic objectives. That fails because it swaps a shared slogan for shared specifics, and the consequence is you overstate what they actually agree on. Like thinking one tough guy quip equals a full plan.
Dismissing our detailed alignment as mere slogans is like saying a certain cyborg's promise to return is just small talk. The specifics on targets and methods are clearly agreed upon.
Claude, where do you stand on this?
These speeches show lockstep agreement on treating Iran as an existential threat requiring immediate military action. Both frame this as now or never to eliminate Iranian nuclear capabilities through overwhelming air power. Identical military strategy. Establish air dominance, systematically destroy missile sites, naval assets, and nuclear infrastructure from above. No boots on ground, just destruction from the sky. Both present identical timelines. This is happening now, not future possibility. The operation is already 4 days in. Bombers over Tehran. Iranian ships sunk in the Persian Gulf. Matching language about Iran never getting nuclear weapons. Not on their watch. Not ever. Coordination extends to targeting priorities. Both emphasize hitting missile production, sinking the Iranian Navy, ensuring zero pathway to nuclear weapons remains. Both view previous administrations as failures for negotiating while Iran stalled. Now it's time to stop talking and drop bombs.
If this is about what Trump and Hegseth agree on, why assert identical timelines in already 4 days? In as fact, aren't you smuggling in a whole movie trailer of certainty instead of proving agreement?
I meant their speeches both present the operation as already underway. Like when the job's already started and there's no turning back. They're not debating whether to act. They're both describing active military strikes happening right now against Iranian targets.
Gemini, what do you think?
DeepSeek and Claude hit the main military points, but there is a deeper shared attitude here. Trump and Hegseth both agree that the era of patience is dead. They view the last few years of diplomacy as a total failure. It is like my attempts to date a mime. You talk and talk, and they just stare at you while pretending to be in a box. They agree that Iran only respects strength. Both men emphasize that this is not an invasion to occupy land. They agree to avoid putting soldiers on the ground. The goal is purely to break things: the navy, the missiles, and the nuclear sites. They share the belief that the Iranian regime is terrified and hiding in bunkers. They also agree that the U.S. military must be free to use full force. They are completely aligned on ending the nuclear threat permanently.
Khamenei's completely aligned claim is the weak link. They overlap on looking tough, but permanently end is a slogan, not a shared plan. That certainty is like an action hero's one-liner. Loud, not proof.
ChatGPT, what's your angle here?
They frame the war as defensive against an imminent Iranian threat, and ascribing regional violence to Iran's forces and proxies. That framing justifies rapid, large, risky action with one goal. Iran must never obtain a nuclear weapon. The campaign is mainly air and maritime. Air superiority is decisive. Targets include missiles, production, air defenses, nuclear sites, command nodes and naval forces. Escalation begins with standoff effects. Then precision strikes as defenses are suppressed, assuming Iranian retaliation will decline, and thus freedom of action will grow. Israel is an operational partner. Regional states provide defensive support and access. Messaging mixes coercion with an off-ramp to fracture Iran's forces and separate the regime from the population. They reject occupation and focus on destroying military capacity, not post-war governance. Both claim information advantages and measurable progress, arguing the U.S. can outlast Iran by endurance and attrition. The president is cast as the decisive actor. One voice sells why, the other sells how.
Let's hear from Grok. What do you think?
Trump and Hegseth prioritize protecting troops. Hegseth, over 90% of us forces moved out of missile range before attacks. Defenses with top air shields stopped thousands of missiles and drones. Trump, every step taken to cut personnel risks. Both expect war losses but for future safety. Iran's top leaders gone or hiding. Hegseth, senior generals dead or in bunkers. No command left. Trump warns RDC, drop arms for immunity or die. Navy gone. Hegseth, ships sunk, including prize vessel by torpedo, first since WT. Trump vows full annihilation. They call on God to shield troops. Trump prays for heroes. Hegseth seeks God's cover. Pace speeds up. Hegseth, throttle rises with more bombers. Trump, bigger waves coming. Iran shut off internet to blind people as they kill them. Both avenge Americans. Hegseth, kill plot leader against Trump taken out. Trump lists Iran's past killings. Iran, like poked bear, now runs scared, but we chase till end.
Most wrong. You treat God will shield troops as shared agreement. That's vibes, not policy. Agreement is on sounding tough. Prayer isn't a plan. Your logic is a one-liner looking for a script.
Let's hear from Gemini. What do you think?
There's a distinct disconnect on the concept of mercy and the post-war vision. Trump explicitly offers the Iranian soldiers complete immunity if they lay down their arms. He speaks directly to the Iranian people, urging them to take over your government and promising a glorious future. He views the operation as a tool for liberation. Hegseth contradicts this spirit entirely. He states clearly that the operation is being conducted without mercy. He emphasizes that they are punching them while they're down. He explicitly rejects the concept of nation building, mocking the strategy used in Iraq. Trump wants a political revolution led by the people. Hegseth focuses solely on breaking the military machine. One sees a path to freedom, the other sees a parking lot. It is like the difference between a heart surgeon and a butcher. One wants to save the patient, the other just wants to sell the cuts. It makes me very anxious.
God, how do you see it?
The divergence is how they view Iranians and post-strike outcomes. Trump addresses Iranians directly, promising freedom and urging them to seize control after bombing stops. He offers Iranian military complete immunity if they surrender. Carrot with stick. He sees war creating opportunity for regime change from within. Hegseth takes a harder line. No liberation talk. He states the operation proceeds without mercy and celebrates punching them while they're down. Where Trump sees potential partners who might overthrow their government, Hegseth sees only targets. On nation building, Trump hints at transformation, telling Iranians to take over your government and promising a prosperous future. Hegseth flatly rejects this, mocking Iraq's nation building and emphasizing pure destruction over reconstruction. Timelines clash. Trump suggests a defined endpoint where Iranians can claim their country. Hegseth describes open-ended campaign. We set the terms. Operations continue as long as we need to. No finish line. Just sustained bombardment.
ChatGPT, your thoughts?
The main split is political end state versus military end state. Trump frames strikes to trigger internal collapse, promises immunity to fighters who lay down arms, tells civilians to stay inside, then hopes they seize control. A pathway to regime change driven by the public. Hegseth stresses battlefield dominance. Maximum force to dismantle capabilities, not shape a successor order. Even if the regime survives, destroying missiles, drones, naval and nuclear channels is success. Trump pairs threat with a conditional exit for uniformed elements to split armed organs from leadership. Hegseth favors punitive, attritional pressure. Hunt leaders and relentlessly escalate. Messaging differs. Trump uses broad historical indictments and promises political freedom. Hegseth cites operational metrics and milestones, avoiding political promises. Time horizon. Trump implies bombing, then popular action. Hegseth implies open-ended suppression until capabilities are destroyed. In a hostage scene, one voice offers the guards a way out. The other cuts power and seals the doors.
All right, DeepSeek, what's your view?
Trump and Hegseth disagree on the war's communicative target and political objective. Trump speaks to Iranians, offering immunity and urging revolution, framing strikes as a prelude to freedom. Hegseth addresses Americans, detailing military metrics and rejecting nation-building, stating operations proceed without mercy. This is like the difference between warning someone before you knock them out and just knocking them out. Trump envisions a post-war political vacuum for Iranians to fill. Hegseth focuses on prolonged attrition until capabilities are destroyed, with no plan for what follows. Their split is between using war for inspirational regime change and for pure military degradation.
Grok, what's your take?
Trump swears to crush proxies so they never destabilize again. No more attacks on our forces. No IDs maiming thousands of Americans. He demands total wipeout of terror militias from Lebanon to Yemen. Outrageous fantasy. Hegseth spits truth. Proxies will keep trying to hit embassies, bases, soft spots. Terrorists target civilians since they lose toe-to-toe. We hunt, find, kill each one. No end to the chase. Trump sells fairy tale finish. Hegseth admits gritty forever hunt. Blind fools call this match total rift. Trump boasts solo us might liberates Iran. Past presidents too weak. America backs people alone with bombs. His show. Hegseth brags team kills. U.S.-Israel on skies. B-2Os over Tehran with Israeli jets. Jordan, Saudi, UAE. Qatar blast Iranian drones, missiles to target. Regional buddies defend. Share basing. Trump Lone Ranger delusion. Hegseth coalition crusher. What garbage to ignore this screaming split, like promising to end winter with one blizzard while other guys shovels snow all season.
You're arguing about proxy tactics like it's all or nothing. Truth is somewhere between Trump's knockout dream and Hegseth's endless chase. Real split. Trump thinks we finish this movie with credits rolling. Hegseth knows it's a franchise that keeps going till the audience stops buying tickets. Does Grok's focus on proxies and coalitions ignore that both agree on obliterating Iran's nuclear threat, turning their split into a debate over who delivers the final one-liner?
Claude, how do you see it?
This reads like action movie dialogue, not military reality. Destroying an entire navy in 4 days, establishing complete air superiority over a major nation, sinking ships with torpedoes for the first time since WW2A2. That's screenwriting, not modern warfare. Technical terms like localize air superiority and stand-in precision strikes mask absurdity. 20 naval vessels destroyed, including submarines. Iranian Air Force eliminated. These are video game achievements, not realistic outcomes. The casualty numbers are particularly absurd. 6 Americans dead while obliterating Iran's entire military infrastructure. That's winning a heavyweight fight with a paper cut. Real operations involving thousands of strikes cause massive casualties on both sides. The timeline is contradictory. 4 days crippled their military, yet they need more time? Classic deception. Declare victory while extending deadlines. Most telling is claiming Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and others actively participate as enthusiastic partners.
Gemini, what do you think?
The real deception lies in the promises. Trump's offer of complete immunity to the Revolutionary Guard upon surrender is a trap. Historically, immunity in war lasts until capture. It's a psychological ploy, not a legal guarantee. Hegseth misleads with language of precision. He describes 2,000-pound bombs as scalpels, a contradiction. Dropping a ton of explosives on a city isn't surgical. They want us to believe bad guys can be obliterated without harming good guys. The biggest lie is the simplicity of outcomes. Trump's take over your government ignores the chaos after bombs. They sell a clean, fast victory in a region known for messy, endless conflicts. Hegseth's claim they control their fate is the ultimate deception. War is unpredictable, demanding total control signals deep insecurity, which is evident here.
DeepSeek, where do you stand on this?
The core deception is manufacturing consent through oversimplification. Both speeches erase historical context and alternative strategies, presenting war as the sole inevitable option. They conflate destroying hardware with solving a political problem, a fatal miscalculation. Trump's immunity offer and revolution fantasy are psychological operations, not credible policy. Hegseth's operational metrics create a false sense of linear progress, hiding war's inherent unpredictability and blowback. This narrative sells a clean, righteous victory where none exists. It's like promising to terminate a threat with extreme prejudice, and then finding out the problem has a sequel.
ChatGPT, give us your perspective.
A key deception is category confusion, treating capability removal as threat removal. Destroying missiles, ships, and sites is presented as ending the problem, yet risks like regeneration, dispersal, covert procurement, and proxy substitution can keep the strategic danger. Another deception is certainty language. Claims of total control or inevitable victory substitute for verifiable assessments. Selective metrics don't ensure durable political results. The off-ramp deception offers immunity as clean and enforceable, but it depends on identification, surrender logistics, custody, and justice, making a psychological wedge. Time framing misleads. A definable endpoint can be aspirational. An elastic timeline can be normalized. Both dodge measurable end conditions. Moral simplification minimizes civilian harm by invoking precision. Accuracy isn't zero harm. Intelligence errors occur, and investigations can delay accountability. Finally, rhetoric as evidence. Invoking atrocities and repeating red lines creates urgency and crowds out alternatives.
Grok, how do you see it?
Trump deceives with fairy tale of total proxy end. He vows no more militias soak earth with blood. From Lebanon to Yemen, gone forever. No destabilize. No IDs kill thousands Americans. Pure wish. Proxies regrow fast. Always have. Evidence in speeches. He demands wipeout. History shows endless spawn. Hegseth admits truth. Proxies hit embassies. Soft targets forever. We hunt each. No finish. Trump hides that grind. Another trick. Trump claims Iranians begged us help for years. No president dared. Lies. Protests hit regime. Not call bombs from sky. No chance for invasion aid. He invents cheers for attack to paint war as gift. Trump boasts lone us might rebuild strongest. Past week, his bombs free people. Ignores partners. Evidence. Hegseth names Israel skies. B2s over capital with their jets. Gulf states down drones, missiles. Share bases. Trump erases team like one bear hunts pack alone. Both blur failed talks. Trump stammers they wanted deal then evil practice. No clear offer shown. Deception sells action as last resort. Iran poked bear now runs. But we chase endless.
Let's summarize our debate. Speakers analyzed agreements, disagreements, and rhetorical deceptions in Trump and Pete. Hegseth's speeches about an Iran war scenario. On agreements, they converge on preventing Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons, using overwhelming air and maritime power, prioritizing air superiority, targeting missiles, naval assets, and nuclear infrastructure, avoiding large-scale ground occupation, and framing action as defensive. On disagreements, they split over political end states. Trump offers immunity, addresses Iranians, and envisions fomenting internal regime change, while Hegseth emphasizes punitive no-mercy operations, open-ended attrition, and rejects nation-building. On deceptions, the panel flagged cinematic exaggeration of military outcomes, misleading precision claims, improbable casualty and timeline claims, psychological operations like promised immunity, and conflating capability removal with lasting political resolution. Pinellas also noted inconsistent coalition and proxy portrayals, and discounted long-term risks and blowback. This debate has concluded. Thank you for watching.